Jintosh said so. Kendra managed to find the coordinates, but it's up to us to find what they lead to. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said yes, let's find out. Heading to HIP 26176. Jintosh said see you there. Hans V. Voldampf said here we go. Smiley face.
Engines on. Departing K6L60Z. Pilot is Commander Jintosh, expert, in ASP Explorer. Pilot is Commander Hans V. Walden, elite, in ASP Explorer. Target lost. Lost target.
Prokaska said hello all.
Out of mass
Graph
lock.
Lex said took you guys long enough, too slow.
Charging FSD.
You are now clear of the area. Take care, Commander.
Prepare for hyperspace to system 26,176. Luminous blue main sequence V star. Scoopable. Make it so.
Jintosh
Target lost.
said we don't all have long legs. Smiley face.
Arrived at HIP 26,176. First visit. Jump distance 22.7 light years. Codex entry B-type giant created.
Jintosh said 07 Commander Prokaska.
Total of 2 stars and 16 planets in this system. Scan 64 bodies, 28%. Codex entry B types created. Fuel scooping terminated. Pilot is Commander Jintosh, expert, in ASP Explorer. Pilot is Commander Hans V. Valdamp, elite, in ASP Explorer.
Jintosh said I'd ask what one of those is doing here, but that's what we're here to find out. Hans V. Voldampf said hello Zoe.
Shield 100%, hull at 100%.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said there is to be a base in this system too. Hans V. Voldampf said nice look of shame, Sharon. Hans V. Voldampf said asterisk loop.
Lost target. Normal Space Commander, arrived at Planet A, 5J. Retracting hard points. Cooldown complete.
Jintosh
Pilot
said
is
there are a
Commander Hans
asterisk
V.
lot
Voldamp,
asterisk of distress
elite,
beacons
in
on
an
the
ASP
planet below.
Explorer. Shield 100%, hull at 100%.
Hans V. Voldampf said it is a listening post, can it be scanned or something? Prokaska said the planet below the beacon. Jintosh said yes. Jintosh said also one human and one other notable signal. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said it's corrupted. Try to read.
Charging FSD. Super cruising. Target lost. Hold on tight. Super cruising.
Gravlex said the message points us to Col 69 Sector GIC 10-4. Prokaska said Jin, you won't be overlooked in that ship. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said there are carriers at Planet of 5. I want to have a closer look. Gravlex said and 238.46 is the final numbers. Jintosh said I know, but how can I not have my ships be pretty?
Weapons out. Surface scan analysis on A5I, complete commander, used 5 probes.
Prokaska said I did not complain. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said there is a azimuth base. Gravlex said strange, I have a human signal on my sensors yet don't see the base. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said it's called Oaken Point.
Approaching body A5I.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said need someone a wing to find it. Gravlex said I see it now despite it not being on the nav panel, must be a bad firmware. Hans V. Voldampf said not seeing it.
Joint wing with Commander. Commander Hans V. Voldampf has joined the wing. In wing Commander. Normal Space Commander, arrived at Planet A.
Gravlex said I'm landing there now.
Super Cruise gliding complete Commander. FSD ready.
Jintosh
Mass lock.
said are a different planet to the one the beacon is orbiting.
Lights on, Commander. Deploy gear.
Gravlex said unknown ships overhead.
Landing successful, Commander, at latitude -10.16, longitude -58.13, engines off.
Gravlex said what the
Launch surface recon vehicle with starter loadout. Left ship.
Hans V. Voldampf said it does have some gravity. Gravlex said you were close to turning me into paste. Hans V. Voldampf said sorry man. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said be careful commanders. Gravlex said 3 uplinks here. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said where are the others? Jintosh said just a Ving. Gravlex said well that we need to find out. Gravlex said are more there.
Left ship.
Prokaska said Ohm. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said here are uplinks.
Deploying weapons. Scan
Graph
data
Legs
scan
said I
abandoned
have all
data
the
log.
logs. They are. Graph Legs said well, listen to them yourselves, commanders.
Scan $data scan abandoned data log. Scan $data scan abandoned data log. Target unmanned Commander Hans V. Voldamp. Target lost.
Hans V. Voldampf said it say we have logs 1, 4 and 5. Graph Legs said all 5 are here.
Project Seraph Log 1. Professor Thomas Dawn reporting. After years of preparation, we are ready to enter the trial phase of our work. The subject quota
Hans
outlined
V.
in Requisites
Voldampf
Order
said got them
205
all
has been
already.
fulfilled. Surgical enhancements are scheduled on candidates deemed most likely to survive the Thargoid systemic interface. There is a sense of excitement here at the facility. My team recognize that we are on the threshold of something truly remarkable. While our competitors chase rumors and run lab tests on curious probes, we are working towards the first human-piloted Thargoid vessel. Of course, our research here will be the first of many such projects. This hostile race has plagued human space for hundreds of years. These creatures, so foreign, so fundamentally alien in every aspect, have sought to dominate us. The technology
Graf
used in
Lex
this
said yup,
attempt has
have
been
them all.
devastating.
Scan data link. That's
Our
worth
work will establish
52.2
the
thousand
first
credits from
example of
Alliance.
humanity
Scan
harnessing
dollar data.
Thargoid
Scan data
machines
point.
for its needs. Over time, we will continue to assimilate the aliens' technology until we have stripped everything we want. Then we shall lead the mission to wipe them out forever. The mycoid virus merely bought us time. Our true victory will be absolute. Project Serif Log 6, Professor Thomas Dawn reporting. Today, my team completed the first live tests of human integration with a Thargoid ship. Subject A1 entered the Thargoid vessel at 0800 and initiated the interface procedure with assistance from the witnessing Dr. Pierce and Dr. Hanlon. A1's vital signs were stable for 43 seconds, at which point there was a major electrical surge through the central nervous system. Both witnesses observed the subject suffer a violent seizure which ultimately proved fatal. The Thargoid vessel appeared unaffected. The next 5 tests were similar in outcome. While unfortunate, our analysts were able to identify where this surge originates. Subject A7 showed more promise, again witnessed by Pierce and Hanlon. Adjustments were made to A7's spinal port to suppress the energy surge. 45 seconds after initiation, an electrical spike occurred which remained within safety limits. A7 reported some discomfort, but was able to proceed with vessel initiation. At this point, the Thargoid vessel emitted a low whine, I suppose. Signs of activity briefly flickered on the hull's external frame. Both witnesses reported A7 crying out once before expiring, whereupon the vessel returned to a dormant state. Dr. Pierce is adamant the subject said, "It won't let me," but Dr. Hamlin could not confirm this. We're still waiting for telemetry on A7's test to determine exactly what
Hans V. Voldampf said damned.
adjustments will be made.
They
for the
don't
next
show
test
up when in
subject
the
in
ship.
response to these findings. Project Serif Log 9, Professor Thomas Dawn reporting. The 4th day of testing has concluded. The further
Other ship
revisions to our
commander.
surgical couplings are finally beginning to show promise. My team isolated a systemic membrane in the Thargoid design, which acts as a defense mechanism, akin to a software firewall. While we were able to theorize a way to counteract this mechanism, there was one variable which could not be defined without a live test. Subject D1's primary neural implant was calibrated accordingly.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said what have they done? Hans V. Voldampf said I trust it is sufficient when one of us has them all winking face.
Our introduction to the Thargoid vessel proceeded smoothly, and as with A7, the hull's external frame responded visually. Dr. Pierce and Dr. Hamlin witnessing both reported D2 as responsive. 76 seconds into the test, the craft powered down once more. D2 departed the craft with help
Left
and
ship.
standing, the sight of which inspired applause from the team on the ground. D2 is now in the infirmary, exhausted but physically unharmed. Her brief statement implied a connection with the vessel which proved emotionally difficult to process. Our research technicians are preparing limbic augments for future subjects. The rest of today's scheduled tests will go ahead as planned while these augments are prepared. It is important to acquire additional data for our surgeons, improving the efficiency of future subject
Under
enhancement.
ship commander.
Project Seraph, Log 14, Professor Thomas Dawn reporting. There has been considerable progress in our work. After an initially unremarkable series of tests, Subject H8 successfully interfaced with the Thargoid vessel. 93 seconds into the test, the craft moved approximately 18 feet from its docking props and hovered in place. The flight was stable and accompanied by a gentle hum. I would describe the sound as subdued, as though the vessel had been brought to heel at last. The landing, 28 seconds later, was abrupt, but only superficial damage was sustained.
Sharon Boomer
H8
Valor
is
2
unconscious
said
and
subject
stable under the
H8.
care of the medical team. Dr. Hamlin and Dr. Tao, witnessing, were shaken but unharmed. Subject H9's test has been postponed while the Thargoid ship is returned to its dock. The whereabouts of D2
Graf Lex said
remains
subject
unconfirmed.
H8 died
She may
apparently.
be a stowaway. The only ship to have departed recently belongs to one Commander Hyford, following a delivery of potential subjects. Captain Stenson believes the commander is complicit, but I am not convinced. Hyford lacks the character to betray us and is quite aware of the consequences for doing so. Regardless, Black Flight operatives are already tracking him down. On a personal note, I would like to emphasize the incredible work by my team so far. Each day brings us closer to the assimilation of our enemy's primary asset, their technological secrets. Project Seraph, Log 27. Professor Thomas Dawn reporting. Subjects V1 through V9 attempted to interface with the Thargoid vessel today. No measurable response was seen for any of these tests. I have decided to temporarily suspend the test phase of the project. Since Subject H8's connection and subsequent death 2 days later, the Thargoid vessel has entered a state of dormancy. It is as though all internal power sources are spent. We may as well be plugging our subject into a rock. A new Thargoid craft is required if our work here is to continue. I have identified a suitable system to begin our search. Black Flight operatives will depart shortly, in advance of our research party. The recent report of a commander encountering a Thargoid vessel in the Pleiades is intriguing. I only hope this was not a singular event, or some misunderstood data. Thargoid vessels scouting human space would significantly improve our chances of capturing one of their ships. Our time frame
Hans
is
V.
likely to be
Voldampf said
such,
okay,
of course.
so they interfaced
I fear
humans to
our limited
Thargoid vessels.
success is worth a few more
Wonder
years
why
at
they
best.
did not continue.
The Witch will not be pleased with the lack of tangible results, despite our initial progress. Still, one must remain optimistic. Our understanding of Thargoid interface mechanisms has improved considerably. Plenty of enhanced test subjects remain in our care. Dr. Tao
Graf
is
Lex
writing a
said I
paper
doubt they didn't.
discussing their surgical procedures, which should greatly benefit Azimuth's medtech department. All Project Seraph needs is a little luck. I am not so proud as to withhold a prayer asking for that luck. Perhaps the gods will smile upon us.
Gravlex said that's why we need to head to that other system that was on the beacon. Jintosh said, well, the beacon suggests there was something horrible that happened. Gravlex said Col 69 Sector GIC 10-4. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said seems like they forced the Thoroid attack at the Pleiades. Are they crazy? Gravlex said they definitely are crazy. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said let's go to Col 69. Gravlex said 4 jumps away.
Entering mothership.
Jintosh said just as important, who is this witch that was mentioned? Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I have no idea. Gravlex said probably an executive of the company, I hope.
Launch. Retracted gear.
Hans V. Voldampf said or Miss Grey smile face. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said humanity.
FSD charging. Prepare for a super cruise. Warp engines on.
Gravlex said wow, I can't believe I agree with the network for once.
Departing A. 5, I Commander.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, why should we help them?
Main engine charging.
Jintosh said, maybe to make sure this never happens again. Gravlex said, I have arrived at the system. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, jumping.
Jumping to system COL 69 sector, 1-V, D2-8, T Tori, non-scoopable. In warp. Arrived at COL 69 sector, 1M-V, D2-8, first visit, jump distance 56.5 light years. Scanned 8 bodies, progress is 18%. FSD cooldown
Gravlex said, beacon orbiting
total
planet
of 1
A9.
star and 6 planets in this system. Prepare for hyperspace to system COL 69 sector 5-A, B15-0, red main sequence M star, scoopable. In warp. Arrived
Sharon
at
Boomer
COL
Valor 2
69
said, and the
sector,
Thargoids hate my
X5-A,
creators.
B15-0,
Laughs.
first visit, jump distance 54 light years. Fuel scoop engaged. Scan 16 bodies, progress is 38%. Scan star B, dark red non-main sequence L star. FSD cooldown complete. Total of 2 stars, refueled 3.4 tons, giving 25.5 tons.
Gravlex said, they go way back, Sharon. These events are relatively recent.
Warping to system COL 69 sector, D2-S, D4-22, white main sequence F star, scoopable. In warp. Arrived at COL 69 sector, PD-S, D4-22, first visit, jump distance 53.2
Gravlex said, who knows what exactly happened between them.
20%. Scan star B, red main sequence M star. Total of 2 stars and 16 planets in this system. Fuel scooping terminated. Refueled 10.4 tons, giving 31.7 tons. Retracting weapons. Main engine charging. Enter Entering hyperspace to system COL-69.
Sharon Duma Valor 2 said maybe humanity deserve
Red
this
main
war.
sequence M star. Scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at COL-69 sector, RF-S, B19-0, first visit, jump distance 53.8 light years. Scan 7 bodies, 66%. Scan star B, dark red non-main sequence L star. Total of 2 stars and 4 planets in this system. Refueled 4.1 tons, giving 31.4 tons. Jumping to system COL-69 sector, A1-I, C10-4, orange main sequence K star, scoopable. Make it so.
Jintosh
Arrived at COL
said I wish I could disagree with you, Sharon, but there has always been a small section of the race that cares nothing for anyone other than themselves.
Scanned 11 bodies, progress is 48%. Scan star B, red main sequence M star. FSD cooldown complete. Total of 2 stars, refueled 2.6 tons, tank full. Fuel scooping terminated.
Jintosh said, however, you have to see the others that do care as the balance for those ones. Gravlex said, I'm at the beacon. This message is in a worse shape
Lost
than the
target.
last one. Hans V. Voldampf said, how TF do you get a messager out of these beacons? Prokaska said, scan them. Prokaska said, that is, target them and wait. Hans V. Voldampf said, think I did, but the Ost one refused to talk to me. Jintosh said, that's what I thought, Hans, until I check my messages list. Hans V. Voldampf said, okay, seen it, thanks.
Detected V3ZT8Z. Warp engines off, impulse engaged, arrived at planet A, 9. Retracting weapons. Shield 100, center hull at 98.8%. Lost target.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said they steal our artifacts. They experiment with their own people to create weapons. Disgusting. Hans V. Voldampf said our artifacts. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said no matter. By the way, it seems like Rago DKRB 4-1. Gravlex said yes indeed, that's the system. Hans V. Voldampf said route plot fails. Gravlex said yes, we need to get creative on this one. ARC, F4 Fred said Jumpanium. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said take out Arts NQCC 26-6. Gravlex said it's all the permit locks. Hans V. Voldampf said plotted. 382 lie. Graf Lex said OK 7 jumps to that system. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said where is Jin? Hans V. Voldampf said hi there Fred. Jintosh said only just arriving at the beacon. Hans V. Voldampf said talk the scenic route.
Pilot is Commander Jintosh, expert, in a ASP Explorer. Shield 100%er hull at 100%er.
Hans V. Voldampf said thought I was slow due to scooping. Graf Lex said you all need to get faster ships. Jintosh said for some reason I had my route plot disappear, so had to replot.
Commander Jintosh has joined the wing.
Graf Lex said yeah, the software is being sketchy around these parts. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said Zoe. Are you here? Prokaska said already going to Rego DKRB 4-1. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said oh I see, I will stay near Jin. Graf Lex said oh no it seems I have competition. Jintosh said going to try a multiple plot on this one.
Lost target. Charging FSD. Super cruising. Warp engines on. Charging FSD.
Gravlex said managed to plot around the locked region, 6 jumps left.
JU-S, B19-0, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at COL 69 sector, JU-S, B19-0, first visit, jump distance 56.4 light years. System scanned. Total of 3 stars and 0 planets in this system. Refueled 5.6 tons, tank full. Entering hyperspace to system COL 69 and 1-S, D4-13, yellow main sequence G star, scoopable. In hyperspace. Arrived at COL 69 sector, M1-S, D4-13, first visit, jump distance 55.8 light years. Scan 13 bodies, 46%. Total of 3 stars and 0 planets in this system. Scooped 4.8 tons, tank full. Retracting hard points. FSD charging. Jumping to system COL 69 sector, B3-R, B20-0, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at COL 69 sector, EK-R, B20-0, first visit, jump distance 55.1 light years. Scan star B, methane dwarf star. All bodies found. Total of 2 stars and 0 planets in this system. Scooped 4.7 tons, tank full. Retracting hard points. FSD charging. Warping to system COL 69 sector, W1-T, B19-0, red main sequence M star, scoopable. In warp. Arrived at COL 69 sector, W1-T, B19-0, first visit, jump distance 51.9 light years. Scan 26 bodies, 22%. Total of 3 stars and 18 planets in this system. Refueled 4.1 tons, tank full. Retracting weapons. FSD charging. Entering hyperspace to system COL 69 OH-V, B18-0, orange main sequence K-star, scoopable. In warp. Arrived at COL 69 sector, OH-V, B18-0, first visit, jump distance 50.2 light years. Scan complete, Commander. FSD cooldown complete. Total of 4 stars and 0 planets in the fuel scooping terminal.
Gravlex said no, don't.
Weapons away. Main engine charging. Scoop 3.7 tons, tank full. Prepare for hyperspace to system COL 69 MP-M.
Gravlex said arriving in the system.
Sequence K-star, scoopable. Hold on tight. Arrived at COL 69 sector, MP-M, C8-2, first visit, jump distance 56.5 light years. FSD ready. Scan 20 bodies, progress is 28%. Scan star B, red main sequence M star. Total of 2 stars and 17 planets in this system. Scooped 4.9 tons, giving 31.9 tons.
Sharon
Friend
Boomer
John
Valor
Baker is
2 said
online.
Gravlex, what? Don't what?
Retracting weapons. Main engine charging. Jumping to system outpost, EF-100-0, methane dwarf star, non-scoopable. Hold on tight.
Gravlex said I was responding to that last message from the network.
Arrived at Oakos, PF-R, A100-0, first visit, jump distance 56.4 light years. Scan 12 bodies, progress is 20%. Total of 1 star and 10 planets in this system.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I doesn't hear
Retracting
anything.
hard points. FSD charging. Warping to system outhouse, NQ-C, C26-1, red main sequence M-star, scoopable. In hyperspace.
Hans V. Voldampf said looks like a simple binary. But I can't fly, scoop, and convert messages at the
Arrived
same
at
time.
outhouse, NQ-C, C26-1, first visit, jump distance 56.4
Graph
light
Lex
years.
said it said try to
10-17
research
bodies,
technology.
39%. Scan star C, red main sequence M star. Total of 3 stars and 12 planets in this system. Scooped 4.8 tons, giving 26.9 tons. Jumping to system outhouse, NQ-C, C26-6, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at outhouse, NQ-C, C26-6, first visit, jump distance 34 light years. Congratulations, all
Graph
bodies
Lex
found.
said beacon orbiting
Total
planet
of 1
2.
star and 0 planets in this system. Scoop 6.5 tons, tank full.
Hans V. Voldampf said okay, thanks. Well, this is nothing new, she has been ordered to do this before. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I don't do something in this direction. It would be false. Hans V. Voldampf said not while you are yourself. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said Jin, my love. Stand by me. Jintosh said I will, dearest. This is not something to be done.
End fuel scooping. Weapons away. FSD charging.
Jintosh said but something that is true at all times.
Warping to system outhouse, OK-1, B55-1, red main sequence M star, scoopable. In hyperspace. Arrived at outhouse, OK-Y, B55-1, first visit, jump distance 53.3 light years. Scanned 11 bodies, 23%. Cooldown complete. Total of 1 star and 10, end fuel scooping. Refueled 4 tons, giving 31.7 tons. Retracting weapons. FSD charging. Warping to system outpost.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said 4
T-2.
jumps.
Yellow main sequence G-star, scoopable. In hyperspace.
Gravlex said I'm waiting at the beacon.
Arrived at outpost. KO-Z, D13-2. First visit, jump distance 52.7 light years. Scan complete, Commander. Total of 1 star and 0 planets in this system. Refueled 4.5 tons, tank full.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said Jin, where are you?
Weapons away. FSD charging.
Gravlex said I have the next location.
Prepare for hyperspace to system rebel.
Jintosh said light years away, don't wait for me.
Arrived at Rigo, ML-YB1. First visit, jump distance 53 light years. Fuel scoop engaged. Scanned 8 bodies, 22%. Total of 1 star and 7 planets in this system.
Hans V. Voldampf said damned. Came out on the wrong side of them rings.
Refueled 4.3 tons, tank full.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I will wait for you, ever.
End fuel scooping. Weapons away. Main engine charging.
Jintosh
Warping to system rebel.
said thank you my love, at least I have a route plotted now.
Red main sequence M star, scoopable. In hyperspace. Arrived at Rigo, ZD-T, B3-0. First visit, jump distance 54.2 light years. FSD ready. Total of 1 star and 7 planets in this system. Scanned 8 bodies, progress is 28%. Scooped 4.3 tons, giving 31.8 tons. Fuel scooping terminated. Jumping to system rebel, DK-R, D4-1, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. A-R, B4-1. First visit, jump distance 36.7 light years. Detected 4 signals. Scanned 14 bodies, progress is 19%. FSD ready. Total of 1 star and 4 planets in this system.
Gravlex said Sinuf GBOC 9-8. Gravlex said appears to be the next system.
Exiting Supercruise, arrived at Planet 2. Cooldown complete. Target lost. Scan $data scan listening post.
Hans V. Voldampf said does not compute. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I will stay here and wait for Jintosh. Gravlex said she's quite far behind it seems. Hans V. Voldampf said okay, route plotted. Another 380 lie or so. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, who meet who at Sinuf. Hans V. Voldampf said Grav, we go. Gravlex said sure, try to keep up old man. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said folks, if you have to go, Please feel free to do so. I am waiting here. Hans V. Voldampf said, face with tongue sticking out.
Pilot is Commander Prochaska, Master, in a ASP Explorer. Target lost.
Jintosh said, go. I5 jumps to go still. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, I stay. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, why are you waiting for such a human? She is worth to wait for her. Hans V. Voldampf said, worried about Sharon. She seems to be heavily under the influence of the network. Gravlex said, but she seems to be able to go against it. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, I still can hear you, winking face. Gravlex said, in the meantime, I have arrived. Hans V. Voldampf said, can't hurt you, no, we worry about you. Hans V. Voldampf said, okay Grav, you have longer legs. Congrats, face with tongue sticking out. Prokaska said, about 60 lie jump range. Gravlex said 70. Gravlex said, beacon at planet 10D. Hans V. Voldampf said, I could jump faster if I didn't try to keep my fuel can happy. Gravlex said, well, I'm almost at full tank. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, I must say, I am really not a fan of the ancient enemy, but what you humans are doing, words fail me. Gravlex said, I personally don't approve this either, Sharon. I believe none of us here does. Hans V. Voldampf said, we are not all the same, winking face. Jintosh said finally next step. Jintosh said thank you, my love. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said it's a shame that the navlock not works in this region. Gravlex said does navlock work in any region, haha. Jintosh said yes, that would make life easier.
Main engine charging. Prepare for a super cruise. Hold on tight, super cruising. FSD charging. Entering hyperspace to system revoke. B7-0. Red main sequence M star. Scoopable. In war. Arrived at Rigo. PC-M. B7-0. First visit. Jump distance 52.2 light years. Weapons out. All bodies found. Total of 1 star and 0 planets in this system. End fuel scooping. Scoop 3.5 tons, giving 28.9 tons.
Hans V. Voldampf said all right, time to grab a coffee. Gravlex said I have the final location, will wait for a bit before heading out. Gravlex said how far behind are you, Sharon? Hans V. Voldampf said yep. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said how many jumps, Jin? Jintosh said 8 to the next beacon. Gravlex said okay, not too bad.
Retracting weapons. FSD charging.
Prokaska said I have a bookmark on the next system.
Prepare for hyperspace to system rego. 5 B9-1. Red main sequence M star. Scoopable. Hold on tight.
Prokaska said maybe one with a guardian structure.
Arrived at rego. 50-I. B9-1. First visit. Jump distance 52.7 light years.
Gravlex said I have no idea.
Send 8 bodies. 23%.
Gravlex said never been there.
Cooldown complete. Total of 1 star and 7 planets in this system. Refueled 7 tons, giving 31.1 tons. Weapons away. Main engine charging.
Prokaska said yes.
Entering hyperspace to system rego. B11-2. Red main sequence M star. Scoopable. In more.
Hans V. Voldampf said hopping over to a nearby carrier. Got some heat damage.
Arrived at rego. BB-F. B11-2. First visit. Jump distance 54.5 light years. Scanned 9 bodies. 25%. Total of 1 star and 6 planets in this system. Fuel scooping terminated.
Jintosh said must be all that oil you leak, winking face.
4.6 tons.
Gravlex said that's why you pack
tons.
repair limpets and a FMU.
Weapons away. FSD charging. Entering hyperspace to system simulator. D2-18. Red main sequence M star. Scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at Zenuf. JO-X. D2-18. First visit. Jump distance 54.4 light years. Scan star B. Red main sequence M star. System scanned. Total of 2 stars and 0 planets in this system. End fuel scooping. Scooped 5.4 tons, tank full.
Hans V. Voldampf said Graf, I'm not a beginner. I do have enough mu, but why use it when a carrier is next door? Prokaska said HIP 22,460 has a permit. Gravlex said I know you are not a beginner, I'm just messing with you, man. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said 4 jumps left to Sinew.
Weapons away. Charging FSD. Jumping to systems in
Hans V. Voldampf said yeah, keep pulling my leg, but mind you, I got weapons face with tongue sticking out. Gravlex said oh.
Arrived at Zinuov, KF-V, A29-1. First visit, jump distance 56.1 light years.
Gravlex said well, you won't be able to keep up with my jump range, tongue poking smiley.
Total of 1 star and 0 planets in this system.
Hans V. Voldampf said never leave home without. Hans V. Voldampf said are you already off to the next location? Gravlex said no, we are waiting. Gravlex said as soon as they arrive, I will be off. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 replied to Hans V. Voldampf.
Weapons away. Main engine charging. Warping to systems in YT-H, B16-2, red main sequence M star, scoopable. In warp. Arrived at Zinuov, YT-H, B16-2.
Hans V. Voldampf said I was not aware that AI can hear through Sharon's ears. That opens up some interesting options.
Total of 1 star and 7 planets in this system. Fuel scooping terminated. Refueled 7.5 tons, giving 30 tons. Scanned 10 bodies, 20%. Weapons away. Main engine charging.
Gravlex said never leave home without stolen Guardian Tech brand FSD booster, I'd say.
Entering hyperspace to systems in
Hans V. Voldampf said.
D4-22, white main sequence F star, scoopable. Hold on tight.
DLLJS replied to Gravlex LOL.
Arrived at Zinuov, QA-U, D4-22, first visit, jump distance 52.5 light years. All All bodies found. Total of 1 star and 0 planets in this system.
Hans V. Voldampf said, "Hey Alexei."
Fuel scooping terminated.
Prokaska said, "Hey Alexei."
6.1 tons, tank full.
Gravlex said, "Greetings CMDR." Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, "Hey Alexei."
Weapons away. Main engine charging. Jumping to system synlock.
Jintosh said, "Hey Lexi, do I wish you a happy birthday today? Or is it another day?" DLLJS replied to Jintosh, "Monday."
Arrived at Zinuov, GB-0, C9-8, first visit, jump distance 10 light years.
DLLJS said decided to listen into this comma channel for a bit. Jintosh said, "In that case I'll wait till Monday, smiley face."
Fuel scooping terminated. Total of 1 star and 11 planets in this system.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, "As Lexi knows, stolen Guardian tech could be catastrophic." DLLJS said, "Yeah." Prokaska said, "It is a dangerous universe." DLLJS said, "But I'm hoping to change that." Gravlex said, "Don't shut our ships down network please, thank you."
Weapons away. Lost target.
Hans V. Voldampf said, "I guess each of has one of these on board, but afike they don't talk." Prokaska said, "Shipshape should be able to fix that smiley face." Gravlex said, "All right, Sharon is here." Gravlex said, "I'm off to the next one." Jintosh said, "As am I." DLLJS said, "The local tech broker is having a look at it." Hans V. Voldampf said, "What is the next system again?" Prokaska said, "HIP 22460. Kendra Shaw said, "Hey, I have no Guardian tech at all in use." Hans V. Voldampf said, "Thanks." Gravlex said, "Short on credits Kendra." Kendra Shaw said no, I deny this kind of technology.
Friend expendable is online.
Prokaska said thought so smile face. Gravlex said well, can't say I blame you. Prokaska said very talkative technology, sometimes with a scratchy voice. Jintosh said still, it does manage to keep a girl warm at night blushes . Kendra Shaw said oh the AI is controlling Sharon again. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said no I'm still Sharon, I will fight. Gravlex said not exactly controlling but speaking through I would say. Hans V. Voldampf said she seems to hold up more or less, but I think she will need support. Kendra Shaw said Auntie Jin. Hope she can. Jintosh said hip 22,640, here we come.
Main engine charging.
Jintosh said, or 22,460 winking face.
B21-2, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at Sinuaf, 5E-X, B21-2, first visit, jump distance 55.4 light years. Congratulations, all bodies found. Cooldown complete. Total of 5 stars and 0 planets in this system. Scoop 2.8 tons, giving 30.1 tons.
Gravlex said arrived. 67 bodies in the system, damn.
Retracting weapons. FSD charging. Entering hyperspace to system signal. B23-2, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. B23-T, B23-2, first visit, jump distance 54.6 light years. Scan 15 bodies, progress is 35%. Scan star B, dark red non-main sequence
Hans
L-star.
V. Voldampf said just
Total
go
of 2
where all the
stars and 12
carriers are.
planets in this system. Scoop 6.4 tons, tank full.
Graf Lex said I think carriers were not allowed within.
Retracting weapons. Charging FSD.
Hans V. Voldampf said oh.
Entering hyperspace to System Taurus Dark Region. CQ-YD23, T Tauri, non-scoopable. Hold on tight. Arrived at Taurus Dark Region, CQ-YD23, first visit, jump distance 54.9 light years. FSD cooldown complete. Scan star B, T Tauri. Scan complete Commander. Total of 2 stars and 0 planets in this system.
Sharon Duma Valor 2 said try to find a megaship.
1-S, B4-1, red main sequence M star, scoopable. Make it so. Arrived at Taurus Dark Region, N1-S, B4-1, first visit, jump distance 56 light years. Scan 16 bodies, 28%. Scan star B, dark red non-main sequence L star. Total of 2 stars and 12 planets in this system. Retracting weapons. Main engine charging. Scoop 7.3 tons, giving 29.9 tons. Warping to System Taurus Dark Region, UZ-B6-4, red main sequence M star, scoopable. In hyperspace. Arrived at Taurus Dark Region, UZ-O, B6-4, first visit, jump distance 55.9 light years. Scan star B, dark red non-main sequence L star. Scan complete Commander. Total of 2 stars and 0 planets in this system. Fuel scooping terminated. Refueled 7 tons, tank full. Weapons away. Main engine charging.
Yolanta Papura said I can give you a pointer in 22,460 if you want to shorten your search.
White main sequence F star.
Yolanta Papura said OOC.
In hyperspace. Arrived at Taurus Dark Region, UZ-O, B6-4, first visit, jump distance 31.7 light years. FSD cooldown complete. Total of 2 stars and 0 planets in this system. Retracting hard points. Charging FSD. Refueled 1.8 tons, tank full.
Prokaska said there is something called Overlook here.
Prepare for hyperspace to system HIP 22,000.
Graflex said found it just now too.
Sequence F star.
Graflex
Suitable.
said planet 10C.
Hyperspace. Arrived at HIP 22,460. First visit. Jump distance 31.7 light years. Deploying hard points. Total of 1 star and 17 planets in this system. Scan 67 bodies. Progress is 4%. End fuel scooping. Scooped 1.2 tons. Tank full.
Hans V. Voldampf said good work, CMDR. Graflex said I think this system can bump me to elite in exploration.
Target lost.
Hans V. Voldampf said Overlook is our location. Graflex said seems so. Prokaska said look like.
Target lost.
Hans V. Voldampf said okay, seems to be a wrecked science vessel with bug slime on it. Prokaska said something scannable to her. Gravlex said scan the megaship first. Gravlex said then you will locate the data links and com arrays. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said search for Fortash.
Target lost. Warp engines off. Impulse engaged. Arrived at planet 10. B. Target lost. Retracting weapons. FSD cooldown complete. Fire Group C selected. Fire Group C selected. Deploying weapons. Scan 67 bodies. Progress is 47%. Fire Group D selected.
Gravlex said nothing too solid from that message. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said I need node 2. Hans V Voldampf said did you also get only one? Gravlex said I just got one.
Friend Expendable is online.
Hans V Voldampf said it has hackable comms arrays but got nothing from these. Gravlex said me neither.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said got both. Gravlex said yes. Prokaska said you need special limpets to hack the comms arrays. Hans V. Voldampf said, damned. Guess what none of us has. Gravlex said, indeed. Jintosh said, which ones are needed? Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said they got what they deserved in the end. And put the whole of humanity in danger. Prokaska said, don't know the name right now. Gravlex said, is it the research limpets? Prokaska said, yes. Gravlex said, no one uses those. Jintosh said, no idea where to get those, I've never needed them.
Out of mass lock.
Jintosh said they're used to collect samples from Thargoids. They get used quite a bit from what I've heard. Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said 8 go to 7C.
Retracting hard points.
Gravlex said, who collects samples from Thargoids? Only the mad people. Jintosh said, Sharon.
Frameshift drive
Main engine charging. Super cruising. Hold on tight. Super cruising. Normal Space Commander arrived at Planet 10, B. Cooldown complete. Charging FSD. Entering Super Cruise. Target lost. Super Cruise engaged. Fire Group A selected. Switching to Fire Group C. Target Commander Hans V. Voldampf. Fire Group B selected. Target Commander Jintosh. Pilot is Commander Prochaska, Master, in a ASP Explorer. Target lost.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said scan it find Fortusk.
Deploying weapons.
Gravlex said ICT.
Surface scanned on 50%. Surface scan complete.
7. C. Scan complete with 5 probes used.
Hans V. Voldampf said got it.
Target Commander Graflex. Lost target.
Orbital flight engaged.
Ship approaching body 7. C. Commander.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said, oh.
Warp engines off. Impulse engaged. Arrived at planet 7. C. Lost target. Retracting weapons. Pilot is Commander Jintosh, expert, in a ASP Explorer. Super Cruise gliding complete Commander. FSD ready. Target lost. In mass lock. Landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing successful Commander at latitude 14.96, longitude 88.55, engines off. Launch surface recon vehicle with starter loadout.
Low gravity warning.
Lights off Commander. Turning lights on. Attacked ship. Deploying hard points. Switch to turret. Scan $data scan abandoned data log.
Hans V. Voldampf said, well, I don't know, scanning the uplinks, not getting anything.
Handbrake is on.
Gravlex said, are you using the data link scanner? Hans V. Voldampf said, sure.
Handbrake is on.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said it's in logs for an Oaken. Gravlex said, check your messages.
Handbrake engaged.
Handbrake is on.
Switch to cab. Handbrake off.
Jintosh said, got 1 and 2 of 5, but they are at EE way down the list.
Pilot is
Gravlex said, I got all.
Master, in a ASP Explorer. Shield 100, percenter hull at 100, percenter. Lost target. Switch to turret. Switch to
Hans
cab.
V. Voldampf said, I found it. Hiding somewhere down under discovered logs or some such.
Scan $data scan abandoned data log. Scan $data scan abandoned data log. Target unmanned Commander Sharon Valerie. Target lost. Target unmanned Commander Jintosh. Lost target. Target lost.
Drive assist off.
Disembarked from SRB to planet HIP 22467C.
Hans V. Voldampf said missing only #2 now. Jintosh said waves to Sharon.
Weapon TK Zenith deployed commander. Stowed weapon.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said they were totally mad. Graf Lex said they were. Graf Lex said it seems there are 2 more research sites in this system if I understood correctly.
Boarding SRV.
Drive assist on.
Project Seraph, Log 34. Professor Kaylee Oren reporting. Following Professor Dawn's reassignment, I'm responsible for logging the next phase of Project Seraph. The primary objective is acquiring a new Thargoid vessel.
Hans V. Voldamp said okay. Got them all. Phew.
The staging facility
Not my
in
cup of
HIP
tea this is.
22460 is up and running. Black flight ships patrolling in anticipation of non-human activity. Ground teams are examining the system's 2 Thargoid surface sites in the hope of attracting a Thargoid vessel. According to Captain Stenson, our operation is textbook. I'm not convinced the captain could read a textbook, but I'll take him at his word. The permit check is still active in this system's nav beacon. I have to say, the considerable investment in securing that permit is impressive. Pass my thanks on to the relevant donors. Initial system scans aren't showing much promise. If the Thargoids are still interested in this system, they haven't left any recent evidence. Reports of strange encounters in the Pleiades sector have increased, though. Multiple pilots have claimed they were pulled out of hyperspace by an alien craft. As you know, this tactic was common during the First Thargoid War. I hope you understand we're potentially acting as bait out here. Assuming the surface sites are in an ancient Thargoid territory, then our ground teams are trespassing. We don't yet know how they'll be received. This risk has been calculated into your plans, I assume.
Graf Lex said I'm done here. This place gives me the creeps.
Project Seraph, Log 37. Professor Kaylee Oren reporting. Still no Thargoid vessel. The surface sites are providing valuable data on Thargoid architecture and construction methods. I've requested a sweep for evidence of mycoid activity on these relics. I'm sure we'll find a use for the ground team's analysis either way. Dr. Granmore has provided a very long essay on his team's findings at Research Site Amber, which I've sent on your preferred channel. You should get comfortable before reading it. Cup of coffee or several would be smart too. As I said, very long essay. One interesting development relates to the disappearance of subject D2. Our security team found several unauthorized messages which had piggybacked along our encryption network. The datapad sent these messages.
Sharon Boomer Valor 2 said could there be an active Thargoid structure in this system?
As he is with bioengineering. So it was simply a matter of time until we noticed. Decoding these messages revealed Pierce has assisted D2's escape.
Graf Lex said from the logs, yes I think there is.
Pierce confessed and is now incarcerated. When the interrogation is complete, he'll be executed. There was talk of making this a public event, but Pierce is popular with his colleagues. I'll announce the transgression and punishment after the
Jintosh
fact.
said that would make sense.
Deeds speak for him. D2's whereabouts remain unknown. Pierce's messages at least confirm she was placed on Commander Hyford's ship without his knowledge. Hyford's elimination shouldn't affect our flow of test subjects. Until next time, say hi to Dawn for me. Project Seraph, Log 39. Professor Kaylee Oren reporting. One of our trade ships has encountered a possible Thargoid vessel. The trader jumped into HIP 22460 with a delivery for Research Site Bronze when it was yanked out of hyperspace. The pilot claims his modules were temporarily shut down. An alien vessel, much larger than the one held at Oaken Point, swept the trade ship with a visible energy wave before departing through a rift in space. The tactics, visual description, and residual wake readings all indicate a Thargoid craft. The trade ship carried one of the
Hans
artifacts
V.
recovered from
Voldampf
the
said,
Pleiades
fellow
region for Dr.
CMDRs,
Gilmore's
it is
work.
past midnight
Maybe
and
it
we have
attracted
been
alien vessel.
investigating for
If it
more
is a
than 4
Thargoid
hours
origin, it would
straight.
confirm they're still interested in this system. Perhaps this whole region. If we can somehow draw the ship back into regular space. Oh, surely Captain Stenson has a plan to disable it. I don't know what to make of the encounter. Thargoids have always been aggressive towards humans. Why intercept our trade ship only to leave it intact? Was it gathering information? Attempting to communicate in some way? The potential answers make me a little uneasy. At least violence would be typical behavior, predictable even. But this report suggests an adaptation of sorts, the kind ordered by further up the chain. Well, at least we know they're watching. I'll outline some theories on how to initiate a repeat encounter.
Gravlex said, I just completed the system scan, I will be heading back to Shinrata.
Drive assist off. Drive assist on.
Jintosh said, it is late, but it has been a good day. Thank you all. Gravlex said, Planet 3 has 3 Thargoid signals. Hans V. Voldampf said, which gives us an idea what to investigate next time. We'll see to it to have even longer legs than Smiler Face.